Welcome all. Today actually we are going to see something about regular expression. Basically what we have maybe we have understood earlier or not. Today we are seeing regular expression. We already know about language. Okay, so if we have a language, suppose it is L. So this language L will be called as regular if and only if there exists a regular expression. Suppose let me name it as R, such that this particular language is the language represented by the regular expression R. Okay, so I will tell you how this regular expression may be written, but for now you have to understand regular expression is an expression only of the symbols and operators, symbols allowed in your alphabet and operators allowed for the regular expression. This expression, this regular expression will help only for understanding the language. So you have a regular expression, it corresponds to one language. Okay, let me repeat, one regular expression corresponds to one unique language. However, if you have a language, for the same language you can have multiple regular expression. Okay, there are different ways you can write a regular expression for a language. Okay, and all of these regular expression will be correct. Now I will tell you about what are the symbols and operators which can be allowed. So let me write it as allowed symbols and operators. Okay, so you understand all those symbols which are element of this sigma. Sigma means the set of all possible symbols. So whatever alphabets, whatever symbols are there in the alphabet, those symbols are allowed. Other than that, you can have lambda. Sometimes if you want to represent that the language doesn't accept anything, means empty set, you can have a phi. Other than these, no other symbols can be used. Yeah, definitely some operators are there. Operator like plus, it will mean or operation. Okay, this is dot. Dot is for concatenation, you understand. Then there is this star. Star is for clean closure, you already know. Okay, this I believe plus symbol is also there. Okay, no, let it be, you will be confused. So only these things. Other than that, you can also use brackets, parentheses. Okay, so like if you want to keep something, okay, I will give you example, don't worry. Now apart from this, some regular expressions, if you have two regular expressions, suppose you have two regular expressions R1 and R2. Two regular expressions R1 and R2. Then you can have R1 plus R2. This is also a regular expression. R1 dot R2 is also a regular expression, and R1 clean closure of R1 is a regular expression. For this, what will be the language? Language will be language of R1 plus R2. R1 plus R2 means here in a regular expression the plus symbol is for OR operation. So this language should accept all the strings generated by this pattern, this regular expression, also the strings which are generated by this regular expression. Okay, you can understand it as language of R1 means language of R1 means set of strings possible with the regular expression R1. Also means union of the language represented by regular expression R2. Okay, similar is the case of with these things also. If at all you have language of R1 dot R2, what it will be? It will be language of R1 dot language of R2. Okay, Control Z. So this means the string, some of the strings possible with the regular expression are concatenated with the string possible with the regular expression R2. Okay. Similarly, if at all we are talking about R1 clean closure, so language of R clean closure, what it is? It is the clean closure of language R1 it is, okay. Language of R1 का clean closure. Okay. Other than that, R1 plus R2, you can have a regular expression like this also. I am saying that you can have brackets, you can use brackets here, no problem. Okay, suppose you have to write R1 plus R2 into R3 concatenated with R3. Okay, so what does it mean? You can have any one of these two, R1 or R2, a string possible with R1 or a string possible with R2, and it can be concatenated with R3. Okay. So in the result you will have either R1 R3 or you can have R2 R3, right? So like this. Now in an expression when you have operators, then you have to understand the precedence, right? This kind of operators or symbols you have, suppose you have bracket, then you have concatenation plus symbol and clean closure, right? So the precedence of bracket is more than clean closure, and it is more than concatenation, it is more than OR operation. Okay. So till now, have you understood these things? If yes, let me give some examples. Suppose let me write it in a fashion like for a regular, this is a regular expression, then what can be the possible language? You can understand that a regular expression phi, what does it mean? What is the language? It is empty, right? Now if at all I am writing A plus B, so it will mean something like this is a language which will accept either A or B. Two strings are possible, A or B. Okay. If at all I am having lambda, what does it mean? It will have only the lambda. If I am saying it is AB plus BA, so what is the language? It will accept only two strings, either AB or BA. Now if I am saying regular expression as A star, what does it mean? It means it will accept all the possible strings with having the symbol A. Since it is clean closure, it means it can also have lambda or epsilon. Okay, means null string. After null string, it can have single A, 2A, it can have 3A, or any number of A. Okay. If you want to represent this language in a different fashion, I should say in a regular expression kind of fashion, you can write it like a to the power n, where n is greater than or equal to 0. So when a is 0, it is lambda, a is 1, then it is 1 a to the power 2 concatenation of a 2 times, a to the power 3 concatenation of a 3 times. This is the way we can write it. If at all I am writing a star, what do you think? What is the language? You will have all these things. You will have one A at least, and then A star concatenated with A star, means you can have A with lambda. You can have, okay, lambda, you don't need to write lambda, so you can have A, then after A you can have 1A, after A you can have 2A, and so on. So in this way you can have all these combination of A, but at least one A should be there. You cannot have null string. So for writing this thing, how can you write? You can write it like a to the power n, where n is definitely greater than 0, not equal to 0, right? Or you can also write it as a to the power n, where n is greater than equal to 1. Okay. Now in this way you can understand a star is somehow, if you will understand, it is similar to positive closure, right? A plus. Okay, I am not saying to use it, let it be a star. Now if I am saying it is in place of a, I am saying a to the power 5, then a star. What does it mean? You will have at least 5 A's, and after that any number of A. Maybe you can have A star can be replaced by lambda, in that case 5 A's. You can have 6 A's, 7 A's, and so on, right? So for writing this thing, how can you write? It is a to the power n, where n is greater than equal to 5, right? So this is an example for this regular expression. You see here you can different possible regular expression, as I am saying. Suppose a to the power 5 a star you have written. For this you can also write a star. Okay, you can write a to the power 2, a to the power 3, a star. All these are regular expression for the same language, right? So for now, after knowing these things, let me tell you, if you will have something a star plus b star, what do you think what it will be? Am I audible? Oh ma,